What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of Watching Paint Dry. My name is Zach from Another Letdown Media and the Adjacent Hex podcast, and I will be painting miniatures on stream now. We did a little tech test the other night, and it went really fantastically well. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a thing. I don't know what the schedule is gonna look like for it yet. I know that I've wanted to do it for quite some time, and it just seemed like something fun to throw at the channel. As with all the shows that I host, both here on the Another Letdown Media channel as well as the Handelabra Games channel, we believe in civil rights for absolutely everyone and being as inclusive as possible. So any comments or activity actively working against that goal are not welcome and will not be tolerated. So, without any more delay, let's hang out, let's chill to the relaxing sounds of the Mega Man Zero soundtrack, and watch some paint dry. So yeah, this is my little hover cam, document camera thing. And I've got my paints all hanging out here. I got some brushes, I got some water. And we're gonna paint these little, oh, I should probably update the overlay here. Because we're not being horrible at a thing. We are... nope. We're painting Chaos Dwarf blockers today. My little stupid hat brigade over here. Hopefully that's high enough up so we can see so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I've got this little painting handle. I've never actually used this before. It's hopefully to help me keep my hands out of the way so y'all can see it. So obviously I haven't done any work with these at all yet. I think the first step then is going to be to... Yeah, okay, that's fine. To get the red down. Red is going to be my primary color here. My Chaos Dwarfs are red and bronze and sort of a dingy silver, which I achieved by inking the silver with an Athonian camo shade, which gives them sort of a sickly, like, gross feel. Also want to lay down a little bit of the flesh on the nose and the face, and we'll see. I'm hoping to get the base coating done on these 6 guys tonight. That's tonight's goal. We'll see how far we get. So yeah, so let's get this party started. Let's shake up. Oh my god, I keep whacking the mic. Shake up some red. Oh yeah, red's good. Red's looking good. Oh my gosh, Mr. Chomps is driving me nuts today. I wait for this paint to drain out of the cap. I should have done that beforehand. Actually, you know what I can do while I wait here? Is I can find... let's see what they got. Oh yeah, this looks good. Let's adjust this. That is altogether too big. Marvel as I monkey around with things. That'll be good enough. Just check. Oh, that's... Oh my golly. Okay, sorry about that. Should have done that beforehand, but I didn't. Because I'm terrible. Bad streamer. Bad. Don't do that. Alright. That should be ready to go. Oh yeah, absolutely. Alright, we got our base coat brush here. It's really fuzzy. Come on, focus, camera. Focus here. Guess I gotta go low with it. Still learning how to manipulate this camera. Only had it for a matter of days at this point. Hey RPD, it's going alright. Wife went to sleep, so I figured I'd do some painting. Went for a lengthy hike today. At least it felt lengthy. It was fun though. Actually, move this whole operation to the side just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. How are you, man? Good, that's good to hear. I'm adding more members to the Stupid Hat Brigade tonight. I don't know how well you can see that, but all these Chaos Dwarfs have ridiculous hats. It's part of what I love about them. There's something to be said for the completely absurd. You ever played any Blood Bowl, man? Right on. There's a video game version of it that a lot of people are playing these days. It has been a very, very long time since I've actually played any Blood Bowl myself, at the tabletop anyway. I played Orcs vs. Humans once, because that's what comes in like the base box. I'll have to paint those at some point. They're flagged. They're down behind me. Yeah, it's pretty funny. You know, I'm not into football at all, but I do enjoy Blood Bowl. Actually, there's a game called Blood Bowl Team Manager which I think is a little bit better, personally. But it doesn't play with the miniatures or anything, so... You have it, yeah. One of these days I'll pick it up. So I'm kind of just going sloppy here to start with. I wish it would stop trying to focus on stuff way down below. Or like down here, that's not helpful. Yeah, Team Manager is pretty fun. I like it a lot. So right now I'm just trying to get some of this red into odd places. I wasn't initially going to paint the shoulders red. I was going to paint them bronze, but then after what I saw the other day, the way the bronze reacts, I wasn't super happy with it. I think I'm going to paint the gloves red too, because there's this bronze, there's a... Again, I don't... Focus, you stupid camera. Not on my hands. There's like a pattern here that I want to tuck in with the bronze. After what I saw the bronze was doing, less is more. And this coat can be a little sloppy. It's not crucial that you get exactly where I need it. It's a base coat. Yeah, I like that. Actually, quite a lot. Oh, golly. My allergies have been going ballistic the last couple of days. Way too much paint on the brush there. So I've been meaning to ask RPD, how is Denmark handling this whole worldwide pandemic situation? What are you guys ordered to do or not do? Are you? I'm just going to assume you all managed to handle it better than some other countries in the world that will go unnamed. Yeah, I'm quite liking the way this is coming out. It's not perfect, but almost forgot to do the top of his hat. That would have been interesting. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the host, Bard. Appreciate it, man. Due to my lifestyle, I can't speak for normal people, but the only real difference I'm noticing in my life is that every restaurant except McDonald's is closed, and I've had to move my other chair to the back corner of the room to maintain proper distance with the personnel. Fair enough, man. So I may decide against what I'm doing later. I'm not super thrilled with it, but I think I can do like the bronze on this sort of second line here, which again the camera is just not cooperating, but yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable for this guy. Hey, Kenoto, how's it going, man? I am painting these little doobers. They are Chaos Dwarf blockers for the game Blood Bowl. I'm just doing the base coating today. We'll see how far we get. All right, so these shoulder pads are going to be the bronze. This is what we call a dome hat. Still stupid hat, but a little bit more bulbous. Yes, they are primed. I prime almost everything black, which I know makes for not so great viewing, but got to start somewhere. I was taught the value of primer by my entire first wave of miniatures just chipping to hell. I posted to Adam's Discord a few weeks ago just like what happens to unprimed miniatures over time. And more recently I was taught the value of sealant when our beautifully painted Tarask just got beat to hell. I don't even know what that is, if I'm honest. Zethith? Zethith? You put your primary primer on and then use like a white primer or spray from your light source of very fine mist. Oh! No, not really something I've ever tried. Greg, I have no idea. Like, I've played all of like 3 Blood Bowl games in my entire life. And none of them with the Chaos Dwarfs. Yet. Welcome to the show, though, man. Appreciate it. Basically helps with lighting and shadows. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, that's interesting. I might try that at some point. Let's see how it goes. Oops, that was way too heavy. Oh, never mind. It's the wrong side of his hand. Heavy eyeshadow to... Good one, RPD. Alright, so this duder... Okay, so this duder has these cool, like, shoulder patty bit of business right here. Oh, yeah, absolutely. See, that's why I have a just, like, random assortment of Space Marines that I use for test models of one kind or another. Space Marines are very versatile, and they have a lot of the same sort of flat areas that I'm painting right now that are really good for like color testing and stuff like that. Come on, get flat. There we go. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I didn't think I was going to, but I actually do like that. This weird area in between his hair and his shoulder spike thing. This is rugged. Come on. Okay. It's not the best, but it'll do. Oh, golly. There's 2 down with the red. I did a guy similar to that. Let's go with this guy right here. I think? Yeah. So, this guy, unfortunately, the primer did not adhere to some of the corners. So I had to go back with, I don't have it on my tray right now, a canned primer that I don't like very much, like a pot like this. Doesn't work particularly well, but it should hold. Should be all right. Once again, we get these winged shoulders. So let me check a thing on the first model I did. Yeah, okay, we're good. Only when I absolutely need to. It's sort of a backup. I use Citadel spray primer, and I've burned through a lot of it preparing for this show. Oh, this. Oh yeah, I like this kind of hat particularly. It's got like the arrow. Where? Yep, you can see kind of the arrow. Where bit of business on there. I don't. I've not used an airbrush ever. Alex likes it a lot. I don't know. There's something about the precision of a brush, so I just use the spray can. No, I know a lot of people really like the airbrush. My friend Joff loves his. I just don't like it. It's a control thing. Frank Frazetta's paintings on the sides of vans. Get in there. Hey Adam, how's it going, man? So Doctor Doom is the best comic book villain, huh? Spoiler alert, I do not disagree with you, but I would like to know your reasoning. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. The models for Blood Bowl that I'm more looking forward to than these dwarfs, as much as I love painting dwarfs, and I've been doing it for years and years and years, is the hobgoblins that come with it. Twitch is blocking out. I'm sorry. Also, hi Amanda. Miss you. Amanda and I used to build robots together. That was a long time ago. Should try refreshing. He's the consummate supervillain, master of science and magic, theatrical, imposing, doomsday devices, minions, unhealthy fixations, and disproportionate responses. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're on the same page then. I love me some Doctor Doom. Like, my all-time favorite comic story is Guardian Devil. It's the Daredevil story by Kevin Smith. Because Mysterio just kind of gives up on hunting Spider-Man, and he's like, well, I'm dying. Guess I'm going to go try and take Daredevil down with me. And I love that story. But most of my favorite comic book stories, in some way, at least from Marvel, involve Doctor Doom. Yeah, exactly. He's just, it's all there. It's all there. Come on. Oh, wow. I just got paint all over everything, including the paint handle. I guess that's what it's there for, right? Indeed, I appreciate that even in these modern times of realistic behavior, we still have someone championing. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Come on. There we go. That was sloppy. This is one of my favorite tunes in Zero One. So I'm not worried about slopping some of this red. I'm gonna go back with the black and patch it back up. Oh, microphone. Doom was my favorite boss in Marvel Heroes. Yeah, for sure. Like, well, I mean, it's a three-part villain, too. Like, he was just incredibly fun every time you fought him. And trust me, I fought him a lot. Alright, number 4 for the red. Yeah. No matter how many times you fight him, it's still challenging and interesting. God, I miss that game so much. Oh. Twitson just sent me something very exciting. That said, Twitson doesn't know that I have most of the original Mega Man cartridges, so I don't need to rebuy them. I can still play them. Clearly, Twitson was not watching Handelabra Live the other night. Or Agents of Stream, more accurately. Yeah, exactly. Like, you screw up a couple of times and you're just like, well, I'm boned. Nah, super fun game. I always like that game a lot. I feel like Adam and I talk about that all the time. Like, if only Marvel Heroes were still a thing. Oh, hiccups. That a little higher. We've been looking, I think. Oh, right on, Chamali. Nice to see you, man. What you playing? If you have time to say. Time Stories, right on. I have yet to play that one, but my buddy Eric says it's very, very good. And that he wants to play it with me at some point. So I will be playing that, you know, once we're no longer in quarantine lockdown. Oh, cock. Well, it looks to me, Chamali, as though we may be doing Arkham a lot more frequently than we initially thought. It works... When it works really well in Tabletop Simulator. So... So I thinned down my paint a little bit. It's getting a little gloppy. I think I may have thinned it a little too much. We'll see. Yeah, me too, of course. Yeah, I think that was a little too thin. Darn. Oh, really? Was it, like, I'm hoping it was reasonably watchable RPD. Like, I always kind of worry about that in games like that. Like, it's... Especially with me and Sam, like, we get very talky. Good. I think we'll be back on Gear Up next week, but we'll probably be playing Arkham Horror a lot. Just kind of off camera. We played again last night. Started a game anyway. We're bringing Taffy through the ropes. Bringing up the Taffy man. This is not going on the way I want it to. I played Pictionary with my folks and my brother today. Arkham Horror reminds me, have you had it? No, man, I haven't. Like, honestly, my thought process is, like, if I'm not either streaming, playing Arkham, or teaching, I kind of just want to be away from... Oh, my... Okay. I'll get onto that in just a second, Adam. If I'm not doing something productive at my computer, like actively productive, I kind of just want to be away from it right now because I have to spend so much time there during the week. So I feel as though anybody who can draw is automatically very bad at Pictionary because we want to draw the way we normally draw, and trying to suspend that is next to impossible. So, like, I run the timer out more frequently than not. I don't know if that's your experience, but that is my experience. it's the whole, like, anybody... Yeah, okay. Alright, top of his head looks good. Let's get the ring around his hat. Yeah, exactly. Like, if I draw the word superhero or hero, I'm immediately going to start, you know, all credit to you, Adam. I'm immediately going to start drawing Legacy. Because he's the hero that I've seen probably the most frequently lately. Not that anybody would, you know, anybody that I play with would know who Legacy is, but they'd know superhero out of that. And like I can draw Legacy pretty quickly, but not quickly enough to, oh my god, stupid pop filter. To you know, get it done in that 2-minute time. Even if I draw the, you know, the word bread box, my bread box is going to be far more detailed than my brother's would be, for example. I find that it's much easier for me to participate in Pictionary if I've been drinking. Bread box I can do, yeah. Bread plus box. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sure. Compound words are a little bit easier, but... I had earthworm earlier today. And that's exactly what I did. I did earth plus worm. It looks like there are 4 sculpts here. Or more sculpts than I thought, anyway. This is the same as the one. So this one is the same as the one I did before. Come on, stupid camera. And then we got this guy over here with like a toilet plunger on his head. We'll save him for last here. Ooh. Another instance of bad primer coverage. The problem with priming outside my apartment is it's very windy. So it often takes 3 or 4 coats before I'm adequately satisfied. And by then, some areas are much better covered than others. So at some point I have to cut my losses and rely on the paint-on primer. That's interesting. Hold on a sec. That was odd. Some Mega Man X music now. Very excited about. I'm working on properly creating a playlist for these, but damn it, dude! Just simple concepts I can get across, but the more esoteric ones, like the ones like I'm like the drawing equivalent of the year was 1992. It was August. Then it was unseasonably cool that year. Something I took note of in my notes that always followed. Daily Constitution. Everybody's like, damn it, dude, just draw a sweater. Yeah. And then you get players like my dad and my uncle. The word was fur coat. And my mom, and it was an all play. So my mom and my aunt, like, were laboring over this fur coat. And my dad drew what can only be described as a dead beaver. And my uncle yelled, "Fur coat." It has become a family legend. Every time we play Pictionary, someone has to mention the fur coat incident. Ah. My eyes just twitched. I didn't make a mistake. I'm used to that, but... I'm not thrilled with that, but it'll do. One of the things that amuses me about the Chaos Dwarfs in Blood Bowl, by and large, they can't even be arsed to use their own race as players. The vast majority of Chaos Dwarf teams is made up of hobgoblins. Yes. Yes, it does. And I'm throwing things all over the place. Oh! No way. I'm looking everywhere for this. This is the case. This is my old Nintendo DS case. I just found Simpsons Road Rage. And the battery charger for my DS. Huh! What do you know? Did I find my top copy of Turbo Kid? Holy mackerel. All kinds of stuff down here. Treasure trove down under my desk. Anyway. I was looking for my copy of Super Mario World, but it might be in the other room. But yeah, it always seems to me like it has crazy input delay. And not consistently. Go back and patch this up later, but I'll get that bit. What is going on with this guy's hand? So what are on people's quarantine watch lists? That's my big question right now. What should I be watching? Right now I'm watching Goof Troop, and I'm not super happy about it. Yeah. The buttons just cease to do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I find that, like, at some point playing video games, especially, like, I'm a walking cliche. I'm going back through the Mega Man Zero games again. I find that at some point I just get to a point where I'm so tremendously frustrated that I don't even want to look at video games. It's actually, like, no offense to Paul, but I'm so burnt out on Destiny right now. I just don't even want to look at it. Still love it, like it's a great game, but so burnt out. Because I definitely have that giant stack of video games too. It's right here. Of the Nintendo Switch games that I own, let's see. Okay, 50-50 split, whether or not I've beaten them. Better than I thought. Alright. For God's sakes. Alright, last one for the red. Or red base, anyway. I do one more coat of red over the top of it. It's a lighter. It's a highlight shade, basically. So, the only game I have going right now... Oh, the Kirks are delicious. For the burnout, yeah. Yeah, I find that I'm kind of in a YouTube hole too. Like, a lot of YouTubers just kind of frustrate me. When I'm one that I do particularly enjoy though is Colin Furs, YouTube inventor. Actually helps me sort of get re-inspired toward creativity. Listening to Mega Man X5 right now. One of the ones that I have not played because I was never a PlayStation person. Nightmind. Right on. Thursday night, or was Thursday night, Wednesday night? Thursday night? I think it was Thursday night. I got home late. Oh, no. What was I doing? Maybe it was Wednesday night. I got home from the store. Ninja Video. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, it was after we were done playing Arkham on Thursday night, so that's exactly what it was. I went downstairs, I made myself some spaghetti, and plopped down on the couch downstairs to watch something. Sat down, was like, oh, there's like actively nothing I want to watch. Ended up trying to watch the Riverdale spin-off, Katie Keene. It is terrible. It's real bad. Which I guess I don't know what I don't know what I was expecting. I love Riverdale, but oh boy, I'm getting real sloppy here. It's alright, I'm gonna hit it with a dry brush anyway, it's just gonna make it even worse. Oh, I just made a mess. Oh well. Soldier onward. Patch it up later. Okay. I'm not super thrilled with the way this one came out, but I think it'll be okay. It's red because we're done with it. So I believe now it comes down to the dry brush. It's been a while since I've done any Chaos Dwarf Infantry. I'm trying to remember what stage is next, if it's the silver or the dry brush. I think it's the dry brush, because the silver is so much brighter. Welcome to Zach Stares at Models. This corn right out of here. Knock this guy over. Do that. Seems like a good idea. Show is called Watching Paint Dry, so some staring is not unearned. Yeah, that's fair. I'm actually going to pop around the corner real quick and just grab a different paint color, so give me a second. Well, maybe. One of my upcoming projects of some kind is going to be to put a paint shelf over here so I can just like grab it and keep working. But or here, I don't know. I haven't decided which side it's going to be on yet. All right, find a dry brush. Here's one. All right, so normally I would do dry brushing later on in the process. The trouble is, if I make mistakes here, I want to just be able to cover them up. I don't want to have to go back with an excessive amount of black to fix them. And if I do dry, like if I did the silver on the armor, before I did, it's not particularly visible, but if I did the silver there first, we'd have problems. It would be just covered with red, and then I'd have to go back and do the silver all over again, so it doesn't really make much sense. So here is some Evil Sunz Scarlet. Going over, I forgot to mention the base coat was corn red. There it is. Dry brushing is actually one of my favorite things to do. It's kind of down and dirty, old school, back to basics. Yep, that'll do. Just unlocked Storm. Nice, Kanoto. Very good. I assume you're talking about MUA 3. Yeah, I love dry. I've always been a fan of dry brushing. It's a neat way of giving this a slightly different hue. I know GW has some like, oh man, I just chipped. It took a huge chip out of this. I'll have to go back and fix that. Dry brushing, I mean, it requires some amount of patience and, like, willingness to be like, oh, wait, I just screwed that up. Oop. Like I said. And so you can see the difference here. The color on this guy is now much brighter than the one on this one. And that'll dull out a little bit when I hit it with the Nuln Oil. But I think I'm happy with this. Yeah. I may have even hit it a little too hard, but that'll do. It's fine. Oh, yeah. So for blood, though, I have... You'll see that when I get to the weapons later on, but it won't be tonight. Blood for the Blood God. It's a GW Technical that is so cool. I can't wait to show you guys that one. It's basically like painting blood. But yeah, dry brushing red is definitely how I used to do blood. Before Blood for the Blood God was a thing. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Oh yeah, that just came out really, really well. I'm actually really happy with the way that side of the helmet came out. See if I can replicate it on the front and... Oh! This guy's coming loose. I have to re-glue him. So, Blood Bowl is the game of fantasy football. And by fantasy... Whoa, that was way too much. By fantasy football, I mean dwarves and elves and stuff. Football. And that's about all I can tell you, man. Like, I've only played a couple of games. I love it. It's super fun. But it is, I don't know the strategy very well. It's very goofy. There's cheating involved. The referees are corrupt. It's exactly what you would expect from like medieval high fantasy football. Yeah, these are coming out really nicely. I'm actually really happy with it. Final Fantasy Football. That is a game that I would play. I'm not a football fan at all. Like, I don't care about football. I'll never forget the year that somehow I managed to convince my dad, who is a diehard Patriots fan, to play Tiny Epic Defenders with me during the Super Bowl. I believe that was the year that I was having a rough year in college. I came home ostensibly for the Super Bowl, but I think my parents knew perfectly well that I didn't give a crap about football, and just wanted to come home instead. That's probably had something to do with it. My dad's willingness to play a board game with me. Is Blitzball the one? Oh, no, it's not what I was thinking of. Yeah. Yep. I remember it now. So, dry brushing kind of yields this, like, again, the camera's not cooperating here, but stop focusing over here. I don't care about stuff over here. It yields this kind of like double color effect, especially on the shoulder pad there. That's what I'm going for here. It'll look better again once the Nuln Oil is applied. That's too much. Well, there was another football-esque board game that Doug and I played for Adjacent Hex a long time ago. I don't remember what it's called, but it's super funny. It's basically like football on a space freighter. I'm sure Doug could tell me what it was, but... No, that's not it. It was only available at like Walmart or something. It was really kind of stupid, but we really liked it. Oh, yes. This is working exactly how I want it to. I mean, you can really see the difference here in the two shoulder pads. Of course, now the camera starts cooperating. Into painting, Bard? I have been painting since 7th grade. It's been a very, very, very long road. But I just discovered, like, from a very young age, I've always been really good at it. Like, I'm not a pro, but, you know, I'm good at it. And there was something, you know, something nice about being good at something. And one of the things that, like, Adam and I have mentioned to a number of people at this point, that it doesn't take much to paint a miniature. To paint it well takes some doing, but yeah. Now my finger, my hand looks like it's been cut open. Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes, man. You just gotta commit. Oh. Hopefully that'll hold up. Yes, it is. This is, I believe, unless it's changed on me. Yeah, it's Mega Man X5. I mean, I guess it shouldn't really come as much of a surprise. It's pretty on brand for me, right? All right, I think the next step here is I'm going to do the sort of, come on, sort of armory stuff. Again, there we go. The armor. Yeah, I don't know. You know, we'll see. We'll see where we're at. I'm just trying to get through the base coating tonight, so we shall see. I might still be going. Just waiting a bit here for paint to drain out of the lid. Thank you, man. Thank you. I wish I had some examples of my finished work kicking around. Actually, I do. Hold on. While I'm waiting. So this is a model I did about a year ago, maybe. This is Chartor the Executioner. He's a Chaos Dwarf Bull Centaur Lord. He's super cool and super deadly, and it took me freaking forever to paint him. But I'm very fond of the way he came out. Actually, my cat broke this part of his ear. I had to completely resculpt that, but I think it came out pretty okay. So yeah, we'll just we'll have him kicking around as inspiration, I guess. Anyway, let's get back to it. These little doobers. Yeah, it's looking a lot better now. Oops. Come on. Stay open, you jerk. There we go. Yeah, looks all right. What the crap, camera? All right, cool. Ooh. And the silver's not behaving the way I want it to right now, but it's fine. All right. Like, I guess that's all right. Yeah, it's not terrible. So one of the things that I do want to eventually do on this show is get guest painters in. I know Alex and I are working on a project together where we're sort of assembly lining some minis. Problem is coordination. Alex works third shift, and even trying to connect for gear up is difficult, but it is a goal we have. At some point, I know Broody Gambit wants to come up and do some painting, although he lives very far away from me. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Probably need to rinse this brush. Let's do another one. This one fell out of his base. Boy, this dude's just wobbling all over the place. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Mistake. I think it'll be all right, though. Oh, right. So some of these have like these eye protection things that I honestly need to straighten my bristles for. Probably need a smaller brush, but I almost definitely need a smaller brush. Oh, thanks for the follow, Amanda. Appreciate it. Get my awesome animation. God, I love that animation so much. Our friend Colin did that animation. I say that all the time because he deserves the credit for it. The other half of the theming on this channel is Gears of War. Mega Man and Gears of War. That's our things here. Oh, RPD. I know you're joking, but I also know you do appreciate it, so. Aha! Yes, that's the brush I'm looking for. Oh, whoa. And some random white paint caked in this brush, but I'm not too worried about it. Oh, that is working terrifically. Oh my gosh, I love it. So it's interesting that Amanda has chosen tonight to tune in, even if I don't. Hopefully her video started working. When I was in college, I didn't do much with gaming at all, let alone miniatures painting. I didn't really talk about it much. I didn't really think about it much. I need to look at this closer. And it wasn't until I got home that I got back into it. So this is not really a talent that I know, or that I know whether or not my college friends know that I even have. Okay, there's one. There's at least one other guy. Oh golly, that's super weird. Okay, so there's two more with the eye things. So I'm gonna do those before I do the rest of the armor. Now, it's interesting to note that even despite these eye protection doobers, you still can see the pupils in their eyes. Somebody at GW was like, oh, I'm going to sculpt both and make painters' lives miserable. Mwahaha. Well, clearly they didn't know this painter. Because in true Another Letdown fashion, I am going to bash my head against the wall of I'm going to paint those, whether they thought I would be able to or not. Not yet, though. That's still a ways off. Okay, that's done. That guy's done. Oh, what's this one? Yep, I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. I mean, you knew I was into board games because... Well, I mean, that wasn't until a later college development that I really got into board games, but... But I know you follow me on we follow each other on Kickstarter, so we're always being bad influences for each other's purchases. Although there is no worse influence for me on Kickstarter than Adam Rubataro. That's not true. No, my worst Kickstarter influence is another friend who has a propensity to back things at a very... What the heck have I just done? Oh, I did it right. Okay. To back things at like $1. So I'll be like, oh, so-and-so backed this game. Maybe I should look into it. And then I'll be like, that game looks really dope. And then back it, and then regret it. Because either it is dope, and I'll never play it, or it's extremely dope, and I'll want all the bells and whistles for it, or it's not. And he's, deleted his pledge before I realized. I don't know. It's bad. Kickstarter is a problem. Well, the other thing that I've started doing lately is, like, my collection's really gone into what I call maintenance mode, where I'm not really buying very many new games. I'm just kind of maintaining the ones I have, and the ones that I'm playing most frequently. So, like, my Arkham Horror kit is like completely sleeved and, you know, in a really nice case because I play it every single month, you know. Yeah, there was that Kickstarter. And you know what's anyway, there are significantly cheaper ways for me to get, well, kind of any game really, um, and yet I still feel compelled to back Kickstarters from time to time. Oh, what am I doing? I've got this guy. Yep. Absolutely blanking everything. Absolutely bad language wording everything. Ever. That won't come out for another, 5 years. Alright, that looks alright for him. Oh, for God's sakes. The last minute countdown. Elemental role playing game. I mean, not gonna lie, RPD. Okay, so I'm like the one person ever who thought Il Alimento was absolutely hysterical. Like, I loved it. I don't know if Adam's still here, but like, I legitimately loved Il Alimento. See, the Il Alimento sticks out in my mind a lot more strongly than the legal advice one. I don't really know why. All right, I gotta pull up a reference photo real quick before I put the silver away. Because some of these guys have these spikes on their heads that if those are silver in my original army, I want to make sure that matches. I'm hoping I have a reference photo of those. Because I may not. Okay, one of them is... Here they are. Yeah, it looks like they were. So I guess I need to keep the silver out here. Alright, that's fine. want to go up against the Chaos Dwarfs in a game of football because they've all got spikes in their heads. Did that fix it? Yeah, that fixed it. Sorry, RPD. Sorry, everybody. Yeah, I think I jostled the cord. Which is not helpful. Just wouldn't be an ALD stream without audio issues, though, would it? All right. Head spike. Head spikes McGurk. McGurk. All right, last of the head spikes. All right. Gotta say, of your regular guests, I'm surprised audio problems have made it here before the baboon. Well, like I said, locking Baboon Boy down in person is, it requires an act of gods, plural. Alright, moving on to... Oh, for God's sakes. Moving on to... since I've got it here, the Brass Scorpion. It's the same color we were working on with the War Machine the other night. It requires excessive shaking because of the red zones in it, the red layers. See if that, yeah, that looks good. My network is being sluggish. Which reminds me, I need to call my ISP. And I don't want to. That sounds miserable. Sorry, I'm once again waiting for that lid to drain. Go. Looks like we got it. All right. Yeah, that's looking good. Again, the hardest part here is not slopping it on the red. I'm doing my best. This song is very bassy. As I get older, every once in a while my eyes will twitch and it drives me absolutely up a wall. Oh, I really like that. The shoulder pad with the bronze. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. This is a lot of fun. All right, yeah, I think I'm happy with the way the bronze turned out on this guy's helm. I'm gonna just try and pick out this little loop around the bottom here. This is really tricky. So I can only very slightly see what I'm doing. Oh, I also want to hit these like little buttony things too. So when I go back over them with the Nuln Oil, they'll look really, really dope. So here's some rivets, armor. Ugh. No rats. Darn it. That's salvageable. It'll be alright. Cool. Alright, that's one done. For that shade. Next. Little guy's hiding back here. Let's get him. Sigil of Hashu, the goat god. I've always loved Chaos Dwarf helmets. They are just amusing. The Mega Man X6 soundtrack, brought to you by Dragon Force. Not really. Although, the more I think about that, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, that would be actually kind of dope. Capcom, get on that. I want to hear Herman Lee on the next Zero game. Let me take a closer look here. Okay, so it looks like he's just got the Knuckles thing on the one side. Can't see what that is. Okay. He's got the thing on it, the thing on his side and Knuckles. Yeah, yeah. RPD, you get me, man. Sorry, I know I'm bumping the mic a lot here. I'm trying to do this very precise line that I'm not happy with. Okay, I got it. RPD is, of course, making reference by saying, well, do I have it up here? I thought I did. Hold on. The thing on his side and Knuckles. It's apparently downstairs. Unless it's in this case. It is not. This, however, is. It's one of the Knuckles things. Or that's Knuckles the Echidna in Sonic 2. Is what that one said. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is the one you were referring to. All the old video games under my desk. It's just my thing. Soldiering onward. My audio. Oh, God dang it. You sure about that? Yeah, it has. Better? Nope. Still not good. Let's try that. No? It's still... Oh yeah, hold on. It seems to be back now. Is that better, RPD? Okay, cool. I'm not honestly sure what happened. So let's get back to painting. This dude has 2 knuckle thingies. I did a very poor job applying the red here. So at the top of the stream, I started talking about how cheating is a part of Blood Bowl. Rather integral part of Blood Bowl, to be sure. I don't really think that armor and, you know, weapons are encouraged in the game of football. I don't know. I've never played, but... those both seem like things that would be frowned upon. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose, I mean, they are wearing pads, right? So... I guess that's technically a form of armor. Okay, cool. There's some arrows here on his helmet. Sorry, every once in a while I have to pull it back and take a closer look. Oh my gosh, I'm off camera. It's another one of those instances, like I was talking about the other day, where I didn't set out initially intending to paint that whole giant ring bronze, but then I started to by accident, and I was like, oh, I kind of like the way that looks. Yeah, I'm happy enough with that. Oh! Castorp jumping down the... He would rather sit on the floor, apparently. Still working? Okay, yep. I don't know why, but I always start out with the goat emblem here. All right. Yeah, that actually came out better than I expected it to, so that was good. Taking a bit of a gamble here. I'm using a bigger brush than I probably should be. So far it seems to be working okay. Trying something a little bit different with the stripes on this one. I'm going to leave them red. Except for this one at the top. Let's see how that works. See how it looks. If that doesn't work, I'll go with the middle one too. I think that looked... No, I'm going to go with the middle one too. No, it doesn't want to, so... Alright, never mind. Audio still looking good, RPD? Yeah, it seems to be on my end. Oops, bumped the mic. I think there might be like a loose connection in the in the plug of the mic, which is not making me happy. Okay, this is the broken one. Everything's fine. Okay, cool. Everything is fine. I'm particularly fond of this dude's hat. Alright. Come on, come on. More interesting stuff to paint. Okay. Alright, just his knuckle. Oh, he's got to do his wrists too. His cuffs, I guess. Word I'm looking for there. Oh, okay, they are spiked. Chaos Dwarfs love their spikes. Alright, he looks pretty dope. Just want to get the band around around the bottom of his hat. With a smaller brush. Just a little bit too detailed for the brush I was using. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that's much better. Nice. Cool. Okay. The falling apart over here. I gotta make some decisions on. Like, I'm not gonna try and re-glue them right now. There's not much going on with them. I'll do them right now. He's a pretty easy one. a couple more colors to go tonight. Bada boom. Alrighty, cool. Missed a spot on this guy. No big deal. Alright, flesh color. Where is my Bugman's Glow? Where is my Bugman's Glow? Did I not? I definitely brought it up here, because I brought everything up here. Am I that stupid? Yep, I think it's behind the curtain. Alright, so I will do beards instead. So, any dwarf player will tell you the worst part about painting dwarfs is painting beards. Like, on the surface, it's the kind of thing that looks like, oh yeah, every beard is different, blah blah blah. No. It's not how it plays out. It is the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over. Hey, Seamus. How you doing, man? We're painting stuff today. Painting Chaos Dwarfs. I think they're coming out pretty okay, all things considered. You are awake briefly. Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it dumb o'clock in the morning for you? I'm gonna experiment here. That's all right, man. Well, RPD, you are Captain Weird Hours. Beards, man. I'm doing beards. I'm forgetting that I have the paint handle again. This paint handle is going to take some getting used to. Yeah, painting beards is the literal worst, and I hate it. So I kind of do this weird cheaty thing where I just kind of like lightly slop some gray over. To start with. And that's even too much. But Nolan oil will help. Man, I'm just causing all kinds of problems here. So now I got this huge area where it's... there. Fixed-ish. I'm not happy with that fix. But I also don't want to have to completely reprime this miniature. What I'm discovering is that in trimming the flash, I missed a bunch that only became visible once I started painting. And the Mega Man music is mocking me. So yeah, I do this very fast and cheap way of painting beards because it just makes me beyond angry. Yeah, have a good one, man. Well, I gotta write Tales from the Archive tomorrow, so I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to paint. If any. Probably not. I definitely won't do it live if I do. I'm not sure how I ended up with 13 viewers right now. This is awesome. I'm really excited about it. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more of this. If you follow the channel, you're sure to see me doing a lot of painting. This is very relaxing for me. I really do appreciate everybody stopping by. Watch me do something I'm actually pretty good at. All right, last color for the night, and then we'll do some inking, and then we're gonna call it. but I got to duck behind the curtain to get said color because it is for some reason not on my tray. So give me 2 seconds. You know, it's funny too. I was downstairs collecting the paints that I knew I was going to need tonight, and I was like, oh, I definitely need Bugman's Glow. And I grabbed it and brought it upstairs and then promptly left it behind the green screen. Hopefully in the future I'll have a better handle on what colors I need and where they are. Again, we're just waiting for the lid to drain a little bit. My Twitter is just being not good today. Remember when I tweeted you with the Gears reference and Crash Team Racing? Well, the big content drop the game got recently, I almost have everything I need for a sequel tweet. Oh, nice. That's dope, RBD. All right. If it's not blatantly obvious from my palette here, I haven't done a whole lot of actual Chaos Dwarfs lately. This one's unintentional, but they added a car with a name that kind of demands I do a thing. Once again, forgetting that I have a paint handle. Okay, I need a smaller brush to get in there. Let's do their noses to start. Well, hold on. Let's just use the smaller brush here. Completely inanimate crate. Oh, really? That's actually really funny. I like that. I mean, the crates are an important part of Crash, though. They always have been. Alright, that guy's looking good. Do the falling apart over here. Oh, he doesn't have any flesh showing. Oh, yes, he does. His elbows. Let's check this guy's elbows. Yep, a little bit. Do that real fast. elbows out of here. I think my music may have stopped. I'll fix that in a second. Okay, it was just the one elbow then. You have to do a whole side quest to unlock Metal Checkpoint Crate, and it's an alternate costumes or just other types of crates. That's awesome. Chaos have these really obnoxiously beaky noses. Kind of funny that way, though. Almost there. I got a little where I didn't want it, but that's alright. We'll fix it later. Yeah, this guy looks good. Oh my god. Alright, that guy's good. Just a couple more, and we're out of here. Well, we're into inking. Which is my favorite part of painting. Like, it's so easy. Oh, I like this one. The update overall is amazing, but there's no more new tracks. Instead, there's about twice as much of all the other types of content. That's important for a race, any kind of a racing game. Is like tracks are great, but if you don't have an equal amount of like new cars and new, characters and upgrades and things, then it's the greatness kind of diminishes somewhat. Okay. All right. One more for flesh shade or flesh color, flesh tone. Two more. Sorry. The Falling Apart still needs it too. Once again, my brush is getting caught on the wire, which means I'm too close to the camera, or not close enough to the camera. Alright. Just the Falling Apart left. Tracks of the stuff that looks sexy in the trailer. It's the everything else that does the... Yeah. As we discovered when we were playing the Grand Tour. Like, what really shined about that game was the cars and the adherence to the game, or to the show, rather. Like, it stayed true to what it was trying to be. And that meant a lot to me as a gamer. Okay, inking time, and then we are done for today. So I need 3 different inks for this job. I'm going to need Nuln Oil, I'm going to need Athonian Camo Shade, and I'm going to need Reikland Flesh Shade. I also grabbed Agrix Earth Shade, just in case. I might use that later on. Don't know yet. There it is. There's my wash brush. Big old brush. I'm going to start with Nuln Oil because it is the most... the majority of the model is going to be covered in Nuln Oil. Oh my god. Problem with inks is they have a tendency to be messy. They take forever to dry, too. Which is why I'm doing it last. He's either falling apart while he's right here in front of me. Oh, more than I wanted. It's all right. Again, paint handle. There was a time when Citadel inks were bad. Like, all they were good for was just spilling, which is part of why I became as good as I am at dry brushing, because it was the only other option to make models look good. There's 5 new characters, costumes for 19 characters, not including the new ones, 3 new cars, bunch of new customization options, bunch of new time trials, so difficult that even the people who dedicated themselves to the game are struggling. Wow. Holy mackerel, man. That is a lot of new content. And kudos on whoever's designing that, for making that. That's paying attention. That's attention to detail. It's good stuff. You don't see enough of it these days. All right. That's it for Nuln Oil. Next up, Athonian Camo Shade. This is how I achieve a sort of rusty and slimy look on the armor. worried that was going to get everywhere, but it didn't. I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing here, but it gives sort of a grossness to the armor that I really am quite fond of. Alright. Oh, no. Missed a spot. Number 4. To give an idea of how hard the time trials are, the challenge times for Sewer Speedway are 2:13.7 for the entropy challenge, 1:56 for Oxide, 1:52 for Velo. But for the level of the time trials added in the last Grand Prix update, the dev time is 1:40. Oh my god. Oops. Oh. Alright. The last one. Like I said, inking is my favorite part because it's so easy. Alright, one last one, and then we're good for the night. It is the Reikland Flesh Shade. Shade up their skin a little bit. Give it some depth. Do the falling apart right here, because he's sitting there. Oh boy. Get that elbow too. Alright. The rest of them I can put in the holder here. Sorry, the handle. Time to wind down from watching someone play Hades with paint. Hey, Mist. How's it going, my dude? We're almost done here, too, but... it goes. Yeah, that's about right. It's about how it is these days, yeah? Dude, that garbage plate today. Was it today or yesterday? I don't know. Very recently. Oh my god. I'm so jealous. It's been like so many years since I've been able to have a garbage plate. Yeah, it looked that way. Kudos to you, man. That's a good move. One of these days I gotta get up and visit my buddy Wrench. He lives in the Rochester area. He's actually the one that introduced me to the garbage plate. It's so good. Mac salad is weak, but that was because the noodles we used just kind of turned to mush when you cook them. Yeah, that's fair. Gotta have good quality noodles. Hey, thanks for the follow, Squeegee Man. Appreciate it. Very much. Alright, I think these guys are ready to hit the drying rack. I'll give you guys a quick look at what they look like, because they look pretty rad if I do say so myself. This is what we're working with now. Come on, camera. Come on. There we go. So that's just base coating and some ink wash. We still got some layer paint to put on. Not much. Chaos Dwarf Infantry doesn't require much, but the real sort of next phase, I guess, involves doing the lava bases, which I haven't decided if I'm going to do these before or after I do the Hobgoblins, which are part of the team as well as the Bull Centaurs. They're not they don't make the Bull Centaurs the way they used to. This is a new Bull Centaur. This is a finished model that I did semi recently, and Bull Centaurs were only about a third of the size of this big old dude when these models were first introduced. So anyway, we'll see. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. This is so much fun. I can't wait to do more of this. But it is after 1 a.m. here, and that means I need to go to bed because I got work to do tomorrow. I got to write Tales from the Archive. I will be back tomorrow night on the Handleober Games channel at about 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time to do Tales from the Archive. That's Sentinels of the Multiverse stream. And then I will be back here on this channel definitely on Thursday for Zach and Alex Gear Up. And then I will probably be back next Saturday for more of this. So if you enjoyed watching paint dry with me, tune in next Saturday. We'll do it all again. Take care, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.